This is American Dumpster Fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another episode of American Dumpster Fire, and there is something in the skies. Or it was, right? Is it still there?
Well,
Is it going to kill us?
Jesus. Amomua, or whatever the hell his name was, is pretty much leaving. But that was just like
That was the cigar.
an asteroid.
Right?
Yeah.
That was the look.
But now,
I thought that was gone a long time ago, though.
oh, no, it's on a long arc. But
Oh, okay.
now we have a comet, which is C/2019 Q4.
Well, that's a lot less fun than Amamuamua.
Well, I mean, it's ice and it's losing itself as it moves, so
Me
is
too.
it worth a name?
Me too. C/2019. Me too. So,
But the reason it's interesting is it's also from outside the solar system.
okay, yeah, but comets pass through here every so often, right? Is this a new comet?
No, but those are all within our solar system, even if they're extreme out in what's known as the Oort
Oh, okay.
orbit.
All
This
right.
is actually from somewhere else.
The more you know. Well, I knew Amamuamu or whatever it is. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing this. I haven't actually read the name personally. I'm lazy, and somebody else does that for me.
Okay. I cannot enhance, apparently.
Enhance.
Enhance.
Okay. So yeah, I knew the
It's
one
a
was.
lot of
didn't-
balls.
I guess I didn't know that I always thought because it takes 70-something years for Haley to come through here.
Oh, it's just an extreme orbit.
Oh.
But these are bodies that are either been captured, they have collapsed and decayed into falling to our star's orbit, or are in such large eccentric orbits that they're actually passing through.
I see. So, do we have anything to worry about?
It's a body of ice, so probably not. I mean, I would like to.
Do you know the damage a gigantic body of ice would do if it hit the Earth?
No. I hear we're gonna have something buzz by us. I don't believe it was this particular.
Are we gonna get to
creature.
see it?
Sure. Ask me questions involve research.
Oh, jeez, we're so professional.
I mean, I only went so far with the headlines. I mean, come on.
Oh, you douchey to this. I got it. So that's fine. Nobody cares. It's not going to kill us, right? We're good.
Probably not.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
And so
Honestly,
so there's no aliens.
well,
It's disappointing.
that's a whole different conversation. But
so there might be aliens.
most of the large, dangerous bodies are actually going to be attracted by our gas giants.
That's what they call me.
So, like
a
Jupiter,
large,
Saturn, all those things.
dangerous body.
They tend to attract all the things from us and keep us safe. I mean, without them, we probably would never even have life evolve, let alone sustained. As far as aliens, I mean, let's face it. There's got to be billions of habitable planets very similar to ourselves.
That's not what I'm
Within our-
asking here. Do we get aliens?
I don't know. That's like go on a rowboat and see if you can find another guy in a rowboat in the middle of the ocean.
Depends on where you're at.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I mean, if you're on Maine, I hear that happens.
I mean, one, you got to have the technology to actually cross from one star to another within a time frame that actually be worth doing. I mean, and at the hyperspeeds that you're going at, by the time you get home, everyone you know is dead because, time dilation.
I mean, upside, no more dealing with your in-laws, right?
True.
I mean, unless you like your in-laws, but that just makes you weird. So, all right. So enough about the space rocks. I guess it's.
I mean, I
time.
want there to be aliens. Believe me, I'd like to go somewhere else. See what proper governance looks like. Eat space cow.
So you don't think they have space Trump?
See green women with multiple breasts.
I mean, because we got space force. Are they gonna Stop the aliens.
Is he
from
gonna
getting
have?
to us.
I
Is
think the
he
fact
gonna have a
that we
flip
have
head?
an Earth Trump is the reason the aliens aren't going to come here,
Right.
and the women with the green breasts are going to stay far away.
They fly overhead and they're like, oh fuck those idiots, right?
Yeah,
No,
but it's
that'd
one of
be
my
weird.
one of
No,
my
I want them
favorite-
all green, not just green breast. Because it's just the breast that looks diseased or
But
something.
what if
That's
they're
weird.
like purple with green
That's
boobs?
what you latched onto in that conversation.
It is.
One of my favorite memes is that
exactly
when
what I latched
aliens
onto.
drive past the Earth, they lock their doors, and I'm like, seriously.
Wow. That's good. I like that.
Guy comes out of one of our satellites and tries to clean their windows for $1 or something like that.
Right?
And they put them up in cinder blocks.
You just roll up your windows. Don't make eye contact. Harold, don't make eye contact. Okay. I'm sorry.
God, I wish it were alien.
I'm more-
Harold, the aliens in your world are named Harold.
I mean, this one is. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
why not?
Okay. Just asking.
His wife's Tammy, in case you wanted to know.
Okay. Good to know.
Tammy and Harold. They're a lovely couple. Anyways,
Delightful.
all right. So I heard some dipshit threatened Beto O'Rourke online, right? What was his quote? What did he say?
Oh, Lord. You're going to make me pull that back up. Something about his gun was waiting for him?
Oh, yeah, because Beto O'Rourke said, we're going to take your AR-15s, right?
Yes. He
And the
absolutely-
guy said his AR-15 was waiting for him.
Yes, that's what it was.
Which is absolute genius, right? But I don't... His
That's a good way to
account's-
get
My
two
AR
guys in
is
black
ready
suits to show
for
up at your
you.
doorstep.
From my understanding, his account's not even taken down. He was just...
Are you serious?
From my understanding, he was forced to take that down.
But he has special rules and he doesn't get suspended.
I feel like they do treat Republicans with kid gloves.
Here's the thing. It doesn't matter that it was taken down because it was retweeted plenty of times.
Oh, yeah.
Enough for people to say, this is why crazy people shouldn't have guns.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Everybody who's like, you'll never take our guns, shouldn't have guns.
My
yeah, but when
cold,
you-
dead hands.
Right.
When you directly threaten someone's life with your gun,
Right.
it's a good sign you shouldn't have a gun.
But that's the thing. It's all the immature.
Those aren't for killing people.
See, the real problem is like, I'm okay. This guy might well be an unstable nut job. I have no idea.
No, he is. If you said that, you are.
He literally
But
threatened
he-
someone's life.
That's people spot off and say the dumbest shit on the internet. They just do. They think they're like talking in real life and just the kind of things they
he's
say. It's like,
currently
no,
a
man, it's in
politician,
print.
isn't he?
What's
He's
that?
a representative.
Is
isn't
he? I didn't know that.
Oh, I thought he was currently let me look
I
that
mean,
up.
maybe.
I don't want to say the wrong thing here.
Dude, all politicians look the same to me.
Well, if our audience hasn't figured it out, we're three opinionated
What I'm seeing
assholes.
says
We are not
Republican
news.
politicians
It's a talk show.
sent him a death threat.
We're talking about what a fucking dumpster fire this country is.
Texas Republican lawmaker.
Oh, so yeah. So he should be fired. Like,
Really?
period.
Oh, he won't be.
No, he won't be, but he should be.
Oh,
Like,
Jesus.
I'm sorry, if you threaten another.
That's my point. This isn't some schmuck off the street. This is somebody who is representing
Any-
a district
Any
of a
politician,
state.
yeah, any politician who threatens an American citizen should be fucking ousted.
Oh, that's probably why
Just
he said
period.
it.
That's probably why he said it.
Yeah, because it's going to get him more votes.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's
yeah,
representing his
Because
state.
all the psych and yeah, all the psychos that vote Republican are like, oh yeah, I like a psychopath like that representing me. You know, that's who they are. They're nuts. They're dangerous. Republicans are the most dangerous thing facing America.
But I mean, to anybody who's sane, like you just threatened to shoot another politician.
Right. Yeah.
And yet this is your argument to keep guns.
Right. Yeah. They're not smart. Nobody accused them of being smart.
I just want to know,
Just saying.
is there a Rule 34 with homosexuals? Like, is there like some video of them cleaning their gun
Dude,
and then
they're
slowly getting
probably-
aroused by it?
Guaranteed.
You know, I just don't understand it. I really don't. I really
You know,
don't.
I think it's gonna be the next furry thing, right? Like Republicans are gonna start dressing up like guns and humping each other.
I'm surprised that there's not more like man
Like-
taken to hospital with gunshot wound after accidentally setting it off while he was in bed, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
We
if
pulled
you-
3 9mm out of this guy's anus.
Yeah, something
Like-
like that.
If
Yeah.
you can't drop a deer in 2 or 3 shots,
You shouldn't be holding a gun. Yeah.
That's the point, is that there is no way that you're using a semi-automatic rifle to go hunting animals.
If
You
you,
are
I mean,
not.
you could, but
Why would you? You take it to kill an animal, you're what? You can't use that animal for a trophy. You can't eat it because it's riddled with bullets. It's unusable. There is no reason to ever use a
But you get to
semi-automatic
kill
weapon.
something.
That's disgusting.
I'm going to be honest
I think
here,
that's
though.
why.
You know what? I'm not.
As lame a shot as I
If
think
you're a
you-
hunter and you hunt to eat the meat, that's cool or whatever. But even like trophy hunters, you want to like hang a head on your wall.
trophy hunting
creepy.
is stupid.
Creepy, but whatever. But like
I think you should do both. Like, keep the head, eat the meat.
That's fine. No, that's fine because
And
you ate
that's
the meat. Well,
fine.
I don't care. I mean, I think the keeping the head part's stupid, but whatever.
yeah, but if
whatever.
you're eating it, whatever.
house.
It's
Like
tacky.
nobody's
I'm sorry.
anti-killing for your own food.
But you get
But-
put your head
right.
on it.
Yeah, no,
You
I
know?
agree.
If that's what you need a gun for, fine. That's fine. But what you want a semi-automatic rifle? It's not for food.
I
It's
was-
so that you can kill people.
I was in this patient's house and there was like all these freaking taxidermied animals, and I'm like, this is the creepiest shit I've ever seen. Like, what do you do with all of these?
It's like
You know what?
Little ones.
Don't tell me what you do with all these. You know, they're everything. They're ranging from like squirrels and chipmunks to freaking giant like bull moose head and
Was
stuff. Like,
taxidermy their hobby? Maybe.
and I'm like, no, he's a hunter. Well, I mean, may have
Oh.
taxidermied what he hunted. He may have even eaten him, but it doesn't matter. It was all creepy. Like,
But I need to
is
set the
creepy.
scene for me. Now, the little ones, are they like posed in like violent combat with each other? Is it holding a pipe?
you know what? That might almost be acceptable, turning into
Maybe
art
a little
or something like that.
newspaper?
But no, the chipmunk's just
They're
kind of
doing
like
a
standing
diorama?
there, almost unnaturally. Like
if we're going to talk
standing
about this,
on
can we
hind
discuss
legs.
the display of like human bodies that people do?
Oh my God, that is so
display of
creepy.
human bodies?
You've never
Are we
heard
talking
of
We
this?
don't
Ser-
have fur,
like
so
serial
it
killers?
doesn't really
No,
look good.
it's like a art science exhibit thing. Like
Oh,
they take
no,
Oh, where they
well,
have the
that's
skin
different.
peeled
That's just
away and
muscle-
the
everything?
skin
yeah.
people, yeah.
I feel like it's cathartic for certain people to peel the skin off of other people when
What?
no, just me.
Well, that's at least educational.
And you are no longer allowed to own a gun either.
I
That's-
am
that's
now on an
educational.
FBI watch list. Oh wait, already was. Like they go to write my name. Oh, here he is.
No, he's already here. Yeah.
I mean, you have to pay to go to that exhibit. You've donated your body to science. It's whatever. That doesn't bother me.
You know-
You know what? It's not. It's just not any better than the taxidermied animals. Is all
Well,
I'm
sure it
saying.
is, because at least it has a function. People walk around and go, oh, there's my spleen. Okay.
What? I feel
That's
like you could
what-
do
so
that
that's how that
without
muscle
the
works.
peeled body.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you don't have to open it all the way
In
up.
this
Just
day and age,
like peel the flat back and look.
leave it in the tub full of ice and you're good to go.
Right,
like there's
yeah,
no
yeah.
need to be peeling.
And then once you've like taken your notes, you just dissolve the body in the
Well,
bucket of acid.
but I'm saying it's for multiple people to come through.
This
it's
is
like
a
going to the
joke,
zoo. You learn
Just
things.
so everybody's aware, we are joking. We have god awful sense of
Oh,
humor,
damn.
but
We lost our follower.
yeah, sorry. Okay, we should tuck back the crazy a little and move on
Oh yeah, with rape judge.
with the rape judge.
Oh,
Yes,
here we go.
this
So-
is a much safer
Yeah,
topic. I'm
yes,
sure.
yes. Brock Turner's judge lost his job, right? And I don't even remember the guy's name, and I don't
Well,
care.
I had the article
I don't
up,
care.
but
I don't
then
care.
I looked up
The
that
guy who said
damn
that Brock
meteorite.
Turner got like what 3 months prison time and
Well, he
and some
was
probation
sentenced to 6 months, and then he got out
because
in 3.
we've normalized.
Yeah, it's probably overcrowding or
Because,
good
you
behavior
know,
kind of crap.
It's
if-
just
if
rape,
you're-
and women aren't people.
Yeah,
So
if you're a white guy and you come from a decent family, you can get away with raping people and have almost no jail
I
time.
can't believe that. It's
And
insane
then-
to me. It's insane to me.
You know, so the judge gets ousted, which he should have.
Well,
That's
it was
amazing.
2 years
but
after the
he's not
fact,
the
and
only
he got
one who's done this.
It was a recall vote.
But he's not the only one who's fucking done this.
it
Okay,
was a toss-up
this is
between
one
whether he got fired or he became the next Kavanaugh. You know, so
right? Yeah, seriously.
it was
yeah,
probably
what's
worth the
difference?
risk to him.
So, yeah, that's the thing. He could have rocketed to stardom. Oh, he's okay with rapists. Republicans will gather around him and make him the next president.
Right.
You know, but yeah, okay. So he goes and he gets a job instructing tennis, right? And then,
yeah, as a tennis coach.
and then he gets fired from that. And
which he did get the proper training.
So-
He did go through a background check.
who effing cares?
Now, I actually agree that
In all
he should be out
technicality,
for
his
one
background check
reason
would
and
be
one
clear.
reason only, and it may not be fair to cite, but his opinion or his judgment
Yeah.
in that case makes it icky for him to
and
be your own kids. It
look-
just does. It makes it icky.
I hear Republicans say all the time that you shouldn't carry this stuff for your whole life or whatever.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, how long do you punish somebody
but
for?
I don't think he
But
changed.
in
I
this
don't think he's
case-
changed.
Well, he's an older guy. He's not gonna.
Right.
But it just.
Do you want that around your kids? I mean,
Yeah, I don't.
And
I
that's
wouldn't.
my
As
guess.
That
is my
if I had
guess
a
as
kid
to why
there-
he got fired. Is there was probably enough people going,
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
it
really want
was.
this guy around my children.
right.
You know,
Yeah, no thanks.
because he was teaching young girls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And my guess is,
like,
is
to
the
be
reason that
honest,
he
you can
sided
sit
with
here and say, like, maybe this guy shouldn't still be paying, but when it's your kid,
Right. No.
You know?
I think it's fine that he get a job in a factory or do whatever as anybody else. Or I don't know.
yeah, keep him away from children.
He's
yeah.
legal work. Maybe he can do something in
Go work in construction or something where you're
because
not
here's
around
my
little
thing:
kids.
is even if the guy himself is not rapey, he's still somewhat of a rape sympathizer here.
Yeah.
Right.
A
It-
rapist sympathizer.
It's just
Whatever
it's
it
just
is.
icky. It just
I
is.
mean, it is what it is. Like, you made this choice, you stood by it, and then you had to know there was going to be consequences.
Oh no! These guys have no idea there's consequences.
Well, he
to
was
their
a
actions.
judge. I mean, you're kind
They're-
of like all powerful in that position.
He
yeah.
was a shitty judge.
You're a judge.
Let's
he's
just
old.
put that
he's
out
white,
there.
and they get away with fucking murder. They never once suspect that they're ever going to pay for anything.
Like,
they
and
do.
truly, like, there was this whole thing when this case was going on, and like Brock Turner's father, that was his name, right? Was coming out talking about, his poor son and blah blah blah, and like you literally could read like 3 words that came out of this man's mouth, and you're like, now I see why your son is the way he is.
Right.
you know?
Yeah. No, definitely.
So like there's a kind of breed of people that are,
Right. Yeah.
this is
But
fine.
like I say, he's one judge who's paid for these lenient sentences for rapists. That out of how many have done this?
For sure.
And I've heard some excuses like it's not that different than similar sentencing for similar crimes, but this is a high
Then-
profile, whatever.
That may be true, but
And
that's
that's
disgusting.
fucked up.
That's not okay. Yeah,
no,
that
but that's
doesn't make
exactly
it
what I was saying.
better.
Is we really, 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 really need to reevaluate things because all these are based on precedences and they're all based against each other, but they're not based against similar
We are
or different
failing
crimes.
our.
It's like you get 40 years for this and 2 years for that. None of it's related.
Oh,
Here's
no,
my
no.
thing.
Yeah, if he was smoking pot, he'd be spending 40 years in
If
jail.
he was black and smoking pot,
Yeah.
he'd be in jail for
Well,
way longer.
Yeah, if it was over a certain ounce, yeah.
Actually, that's not fair. If he was black and smoking pot, the cop would have shot him.
That's entirely possible. But that's the point, is that to these people like this kid and his dad and the judge, they don't give a shit about the victim.
They ruined this woman's life.
Right. And like, here's the thing. There's not an ounce of remorse in that little asshole, because
Oh, no.
I saw another, like a Twitter post or something after he was released, and he made some comment about, before she happened. She didn't happen to you, you asshole. You happened to her.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, here's my
Wow.
here's my thought on this: is the minimum
So he
punishment.
learned his lesson.
The minimum punishment for rape should be castration. Period. Minimum at minimum
Castration?
castration. Yes. Period.
I mean, pedophilia, sure.
Oh no, pedophilia should be the death penalty.
I'm okay with that too.
I think that goes against cruel and unusual, but whatever.
What are you talking
Like a
about?
child.
I'm not saying I'm for any of this.
There's
Jesus,
no.
but
And
no.
don't waste the chemicals. Just get a 10-cent bullet.
Well, the
whatever it is
chemical
now.
castration is something we actually do.
No.
currently.
I'm talking about the death
The
penalty.
problem is
part.
it's kind of voluntary. I don't know if they check their pee or something to see if they're
no.
taking it or
when
what.
When it comes to castration, I'm talking shorn.
No, I know
like-
what you're talking
yeah.
about. I immediately assumed that's what you were talking about.
for pedophiles.
I'm
man.
just saying legally there's no way you could get that passed.
For pedophiles though, it should be a bullet. So plain and simple.
At the very least, I think that these parents who go after their child's attacker should get off scot-free.
Oh well, here's the problem.
That is your entire purpose
Now,
in life
I-
as a parent, is to protect
I've
your
had
child.
to explain this to people, and that is that if you're on a jury and you're given instructions on the jury, no matter what the instructions are that you are given, you are allowed to rule any which way you wish on a case.
Right.
So if you find that somebody is guilty,
Well, I don't know
of
if you're allowed it. You just who could stop you?
you are. It is your duty to rule however you wish. So therefore, if say somebody kills their child's attacker, right, and
Mhm.
they're up for the death penalty or whatever it is, whatever they're up for, you can acquit. You can
Well,
say
There
no.
is not a power on this planet
You
that
can,
would make me
but
convict
unless the
somebody
second
like
person
that.
agrees, there is always an alternate.
The
The alternates can only be called while the case is being presented, right? They can't be called after the fact, can they?
I think they actually listen on the side of the box.
It doesn't matter. You sit quietly until the whole thing's over, and then refuse to convict the person if they.
Yeah, I seriously would never convict
So
a parent
if
for
a woman
killing
killed
their
her
child's
rapist,
rapist.
acquit. If a person killed their child's molester, acquit. I mean, it's simple. Just keep your mouth shut until it's all done, and acquit.
Yeah. There's a difference between law and justice.
Yep.
Oh, that's definitely true.
So
I mean, justice is an ideal we hold up. It's not something that happens in the court system.
and the American justice
It is
system
absolutely
is
not
incapable
something
of it.
that
Well,
happens
no,
in the
it's
system.
way overloaded to the point that I think they say
We don't even
north
try
of
for it 90% of the
We're
time.
not even trying for it.
90% of the time they plead out, and that's by overloading them with spurious charges.
We err
that are
on the side of ruining people's lives.
So, like, say you're
Yes.
guilty of technically 3 things. They'll find 5 different laws that say the same thing as one of those charges. So next thing you know, you're facing like 15 charges, and the total time, if you're convicted of all of them at max time, and that's what they're going to tell you, you're going to go to jail for 28 years and serve no less than this, and
Right.
You're being
It
parole
doesn't
for this
matter.
long.
Even
So
if
they'll
you're
make
not
you-
guilty.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying a not guilty person's going to be told this, and that he's going to lose, and that
Right,
you're
they're
either
better
going to
off
get that
that even
28
if you're
years,
innocent pleading out.
or if you plea out, you'll get this lesser charge. It'll still be a felony,
No, I
go on
know.
your record, but you'll only have to serve 7. You'll get out 3.5.
Our justice system's
Okay,
a
but it's
fucking
not
joke.
usually as dramatic as that.
No,
Normally
it totally
what
is.
it is
They stress
is
you out.
it's
They
an
freak you out.
innocent person who's being accused of something. Like, obviously it goes both ways. All the guilty people don't get convicted either. But
True.
but an innocent person will be like have a case to defend themselves, and whatever public defender is appointed to them is going to, well, this is too much work and I don't feel like doing it. So
Well, no,
if
it's-
you
it's-
plead out, you won't go to jail for the next 10 years.
And it's
you
not
know?
even just that. They literally are way overloaded. They have like 5-10 minutes to look over a case right before they talk to you. I mean, half
Right.
these people
And even if they get your story, by the time you go to court, they've forgotten it. I guarantee
right
they have.
or confuse it with another
Oh, yeah,
case.
yeah.
Right. So literally you have nobody defending you, despite the fact that you have this person supposedly appointed to you.
Yeah,
And
he's
here's
just
my
there
thing.
to make sure that you don't step on
Even-
yourself when you're on your way to making a bargain.
Right. And God forbid it's a drug charge. Because, let's be honest, we care more about drug charges than we do literally
Which
any other
makes
crime in this country.
No sense. Like,
I work in a position that handles criminal records all the time.
Mhm.
I see criminal records from all over the country all the time. Drug charges get the harshest sentences across the board.
It makes no sense because really the only thing
Meaning
you're
I've seen lesser charges for murder.
you're polluting your own body, but for some reason it's a big deal to somebody else, and it's like who cares? Why do you care what somebody else is doing to
Pharmaceutical
themselves?
companies make ass tons of money
you
when
know,
I
they're
mean,
on
I
in
mean-
prescription
fairness,
drugs.
if I was an employer, I'm not going to want somebody who's hooked on something sketchy that is hard to kick.
Depends on the job.
That
Like,
has nothing
no,
to do with
I don't want someone on heroin.
No,
because
no, no.
I'm
But
never
like
going to be able
that
to
has
trust
nothing
that
to
person.
do with the judge sentencing a drug user
No, that's true.
to twice as long of a sentence over somebody who
Oh, yeah.
rapes.
No, but that was my point earlier. Is that you do more time for marijuana charges than you do for raping somebody? It's
Seriously.
ridiculous.
That's
it's
crazy.
insane. It's
But they also made it a Schedule 1. I mean, it's like
yeah, which is absolutely
It's a
ridiculous.
joke.
It is insane.
And it has nothing to do with marijuana itself. It was all founded on racism.
It is.
Like the whole thing was just about getting rid of the Mexicans, and back then it's
and
insane.
then it also carried over into like the 70s, 60s, and 70s hippie era,
Right,
where
right.
they were able to arrest all the
but they tried to
protesters.
sell it on
The
it
people
causes
who-
insanity.
The people who were like
yeah.
anti-government and anti-war, they were able to arrest them on bullshit pot
But
charges.
I feel like we should be able to overturn laws like
Well, not
this
bullshit, they
simply
were legit, but-
simply off of the fact that it was built on lies.
Right.
And
But-
we know it was built on lies. So
can.
you should
You
just be able to
You
hand
can.
wave it away.
as soon as these politicians age out.
Well, that's the problem.
well,
is we
and
still
the other
have
problem is that private prisons are making shit tons of money
Oh,
out
yeah.
of these marijuana users.
it is unethical to have private prisons.
400%, yes.
I don't understand how any part of government is licensed out. I don't.
Money. Somebody paid a politician a lot of money.
Yeah, and
to
they keep
get-
saying that they could do it cheaper, and it's like, can
Nope.
they?
No, they
Can
cannot. They have never done it cheaper.
No,
Like,
no, no,
They
no.
could
they
design
have
a
not.
prison for us, but they shouldn't be running it.
That's the thing.
No. The way
nothing
that it
privatized
works,
has come out cheaper.
yeah,
nothing.
the privatized stuff gets money from the government, and then the privatized people stuff money in the politician's pocket.
But my
That's an
point
idealism, but it's
is
not very
is
true.
the privatized industry is in the interest of making money, so they're not in the interest of rehabilitation. They're in
Right.
the interest of keeping
well, and then
prisoners in
well,
prison.
It's the big cycle, right? So the private prison system is in the interest of making money. So they're charging for every stupid little thing. Okay, but then on top of that, they're going and lobbying to make first off, they're lobbying to keep marijuana illegal.
right,
right.
which is
Of
working so far.
But why are they lobbying
But they
to
also
keep
put
marijuana
their
illegal?
prisoners to work.
keep docile prisoners.
Right, exactly.
Because they're not violent. They're not
Right.
a problem.
Rapists
So-
and
but
murderers
the
cause a
violent
ruckus
prisoners,
on, yeah.
The violent prisoners, they're discharging quickly. They're getting them out of the system because it's less work to keep these nonviolent prisoners who just smoke
Well,
pot.
sure, because if somebody gets an incident and they have to throw them in the hole, that's a huge space wasted on one prisoner.
Right.
They also often put prisoners to work for ridiculous.
Oh,
they
yeah,
make like
pennies on the dollar.
A dollar
It's slave
a day
labor, yeah,
or
it's a s-
something. It's essentially slave labor. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it should totally not be legal. They
Like,
should
if
have
that
to pay,
actually contributed to the rehabilitation, that'd be one thing.
Yeah,
but
no.
it's totally
No, I
yeah.
agree.
Well, and then once you've got a criminal record, it's near impossible to get a job, and you're forced to go back to a life.
And
of
then
crime
we're
once
back
you're
to the
out.
whole judge thing.
So we're literally making these, and so you keep them in the system, so you have readily available slave labor.
who wasn't even convicted of anything, just so that we make that clear.
What, the
The
judge?
judge?
Yeah.
No, but he should have been.
Well, he couldn't have been, but
Like, seriously, fuck that
I
guy.
know,
That-
it's creepy.
that doesn't make him.
I'm not
a decent
excusing it. I'm
person.
just saying for clarification and legal reasons. That's all.
I don't
I'm
even. Did we even mention his name? I don't think we mentioned his name.
We didn't.
But whoever you are, fuck yourself.
Okay. Are we moving on?
I guess I'm just, I'm irritated by the whole private prison system and everything.
Yeah.
So now you
Oh
guys
yeah,
got me
it's
on that.
horrifyingly unethical.
So yeah. Okay. Well, did you have something you wanted to address?
No, no. What are we moving on to?
Oh well, the next thing on my list was the Bahama ban.
The Bahama ban. Well,
We're banning Bahama mamas and Bahama daddies, but we're.
Oh, is this
we're
that they
kidnapping
don't
your
have proper
children?
documentation to come over here?
Am I right? We kidnapped at least one.
we kidnapped a
Bahamian child?
12-year-old. Yes.
And it's
Um,
like their documentation's underwater.
I mean,
well, in part, like what I've actually also seen is that there have been people trying to come over because everything is flooded and
and
getting
if we were good people, we'd let them come here.
obviously. But I guess there were some ferry boats coming and everything, and they were on their way, and they heard a message that if you don't have a visa, you can turn back.
Right.
So the
level
Customs and Border Protection officials said that because the operator didn't properly coordinate the evacuation, it came through. There was some confusion, blah, blah, blah. They're backtracking. But essentially, Trump has repeated the same message.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the levels of Trump scumfuckery never.
Does their
amaze
boat
me.
have enough fuel to make a return trip?
right. So basically, now Trump is trying to make them all out as like criminals who have come to the Bahamas. and
It's funny
shouldn't
how
be
this
there
criminal
and-
in office is making everybody out to be criminals.
Right. And then the 12-year-old was a girl who, like, there was a family. There was two parents, a godmother. I think it was a godmother, and several children. And they all kind of got separated in the storm. The older child went with the godmother, and they came here to escape, the damage and everything. Their house
Right.
was flooded. They were sleeping in a leaking car. Like, I mean, everything. Like,
Right.
they had to get out of there. And because
and
the
being the
godmother...
good Christians we are, we took him in. No, we didn't. take
No.
him in.
Well, we took them in all right. We took her away. They came
Oh, yeah.
over without documentation that showed the godmother was a blood relation to the goddaughter. And they decided, oh, well, we'll keep her then.
Yeah. Well, be careful.
So
If-
now-
if they're not careful, Betsy DeVos will sell her.
Right. So now they have, I mean, now they have her in some detention center. The parents have come here, and they won't let them, the biological parents, they won't let them have her back. So now it's this whole thing, and they're like, oh, well, this is going to take, like, at least 26 days to sort out.
Jesus.
God knows why. And then on top of that, they're telling this family that they cannot stay in the U.S. for 26
Sure.
days, so they have to leave their daughter behind somehow.
It's hard to kidnap someone's children when their parents are right there. So
I mean,
we got to keep eyes on this. That's the thing. You can't trust these people as far as you can throw them. By these people, I mean the Trump administration. I really do think it's one of the world's biggest human trafficking rings.
Well, I was going to say, the biggest problem is you've got systems upon systems upon systems who don't work in tandem with one another. You've had Mexican children being separated and then being adopted, and with no one being able to keep a chain of record of
That's on purpose.
who this person
yeah,
even
that's
is
no,
at
oh,
that
come
point.
on.
That's on
Come
purpose.
on,
Who the hell
we
they-
can't. Bullshit! I can order a package right now and know every freaking where
Right.
that package goes.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Bullshit!
sadly-
we can't.
This
keep
is
track.
sadly,
engineered.
That's better engineered than
This is
a lot of
engineered
these services.
incompetence. No, it's
Oh,
engineered
no, it's
incompetence.
designed.
This is designed this way.
Don't tell me
This way you
that the
can't
U.S.
trace this back
government
to who
can't
the evil
handle what
person is.
UPS can do.
I'm not saying that you're wrong, but you guys have a lot more confidence in
Oh no, they're capable.
in governance
They don't give
to
a
do
fuck.
these things. Because you see these Machiavellian plots where I just see
We are capable.
incompetence.
No. We
They're capable.
what are you talking
They
about?
don't give a fuck.
What I mean, seriously, you're tracking. They know everything about you. They know every dime you've made this year. Now they already know it. They already know
If
how
you're
much you
talking
made.
about the IRS,
They
sure.
have an estimate of how much you're going to make this year.
Sure.
Okay. You don't get away with shit. Okay. They know everything. Okay. If they know everything about us, they know everything about these people. There's no reason for losing children and families and stuff like that unless you wanted to. There's money
our
in losing
hospitals,
them.
when you go to have a child, they just put a plastic wristband on
Yeah.
one person and another one on the child,
Oh,
and somehow
it's easier to
it works out 99.9% of the time.
it's easier to keep track of your friends at a rave than it is to keep track of
Right.
these kids coming at the border because we designed it this way.
Here's the thing, and like the other thing is they were getting adopted out specifically by Betsy DeVos's
Which is
agency, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, this
That's
is
a
the bullshit
huge
of the whole thing.
conflict of interest.
Every bit of the Trump
that I didn't
administration has been a
The
conflict of
Mexican
interest.
children, not this.
These
Bahama
people
girl.
need to be removed from power. They are an insurgent force.
There is corruption rampant right now, and we're not even trying to hide it. The connections are all right there.
We need the impeachment process. I am pissed that Pelosi is not pursuing this hardcore.
There are
everybody who's asked
psychologists.
on it's like,
Oh yeah,
we'll beat 'em in the
Pelosi is not
election.
doing her fucking
Yeah.
job.
It's the
I
no,
don't
but
understand.
She's like, oh, the people want us to beat him in an election. No, the
Bullshit.
people motherfucking don't.
No,
I
she's
never
We
know
want
what
him
people are
hauled out of the
talking
White
about.
House in
no,
handcuffs.
she's been paid. I'm tired. She's corrupt.
I
There's
think
no
she's just-
fucking
no,
way.
I don't think she's corrupt. I think she's lazy. I think she's just at a point to where it's time to retire. The entire,
It is absolutely time
the
for her to
entire
get the
top
hell out of
rung
there.
of the
No, I
Democratic
think
Party.
she's in with someone.
Well, okay. See, I think this.
All the baby boomers in charge of the Democratic Party need to retire.
Here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing
I agree.
old world politicians who
Except
knew
for
how
Bernie.
to reach across the aisle, knew how to negotiate with stable people.
He's like an honorary 20-year-old.
I mean, he kind of is.
Yeah.
And I see them in a system they no longer understand. They no longer relate to, with people they cannot negotiate with, and they're still trying the same type of tactics.
That's because they were blindsided by this shutdown tactic that Republicans do. They're expected to reach across the aisle and cooperate with Republicans who will not reach across the aisle.
Right.
And
If they reach
cooperate
them in
back.
the middle, they're
You know,
they're reaching past Reagan.
We'll compromise for what we want, but we won't compromise for what you want. And that's not compromise.
Yeah, that's not how compromise works.
You know, and so really what we need to do is address it like this. We need to go and say, we're getting rid of all the Republicans. It's time to just take them out at the knees. You know,
I mean, here's the
it's
thing.
time to have
is
them
these
all
people are
arrested for
blatantly
corruption.
not working for the people.
Oh,
They're,
yeah, no,
they're
no.
not even remotely. They're not trying to hide it.
Mitch McConnell
all
should be
they're
in
doing-
jail.
Yeah, most of them should be in jail. Most of them should be in jail. Betsy DeVos should be in jail. Trump should be in jail.
Yeah.
Like, they should all be in
we
fucking
need
jail.
a sweeping RICO investigation where we take them all out as a crime family.
But the thing is that these people are 400% not operating for the people. They are in no way doing that. All they are doing is filling their pockets while they destroy the country.
Yeah. I
So,
agree.
and I mean, the only people who don't give a shit are the ones who they've given someone else to hate.
It's
They're like, hey, look, there's someone below you. You should hate them. And like, as long as they have that one person to step on, they don't give a shit that they're being robbed blind.
I feel like Republicans had a buy one get all of us free sale, and Putin was like, "Yes, friend, I am in," you know, and he bought them all. And
basically.
now they are like.
But here's the thing: is that
Russia
they know that
Republicans.
Trump is an idiot who's fucking everything up, and they're backing him because they're making money off of it.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I gotta have hope that people being raised now, who are seeing the system for what it is now, as they enter governance, might actually be able to fight back.
You know, the
Because the
hard part
Democrats
though
we got-
is that
I just
we're not just fighting against the Republicans at the top, but there's an army of idiots who keep them in power. You know,
Right.
like literally inbred morons voting for them. You know, and they're going to always vote for them because
Right, and then the problem is that hate is taught. So all the racism
Right.
and homophobia and everything
they're
else,
spreading it like a virus.
Well, the
they
problem
pass
is
it down to their children.
they have problems and they don't know where it comes from. And
Yeah, but that's the whole point: is that this
Right.
administration gives them a scapegoat. It
Right.
gives them somebody
Well,
to step
yeah,
on. It
I mean-
gives them it makes it validates their hate.
it's not a coincidence that he had Mein Kampf on his his
Nightstand.
nightstand table. Yeah, I mean that's not a coincidence. No, but my point is we've all been looking at each other for, oh, you're the problem, or this is the problem, and it's always been class, and I think people are just finally starting to see that.
But I mean, that's the genius part about the Republican Party, though, is that they are the 1% controlling the bottom one. You know, the top 1% controlling the bottom 1% with ignorance, and it's really genius in that regard.
Oh, it's absolutely designed that way.
You know,
This
they
has been
got
going
the
on
lowest
for how long with the dumbing down of America?
Right.
This is why our education system is as fucked up as it is.
Oh yeah. If
It's
they
on
were too smart,
purpose.
they'd never vote Republican. You know.
The thing is, it's so hard for me to imagine anybody buying into a system or wanting to be part of a system that in itself is self-defeating, because that's not
They
sustainable.
don't get it. They don't
It's not
understand.
sustainable.
They
You
don't
Like
can't-
the
understand.
lower rung or the upper rung doesn't get it.
the upper rung. You cannot. It
No,
won't
they don't
hold
care.
together.
They're like-
you can't
They're
have.
all
That's
like
what I
80
said.
something. They're all
Huh?
like 80 something. They don't
They'll
care.
be dead by the time the
Yeah,
consequences
they don't give
roll
a shit.
around.
This is about.
I don't know
being-
how you have kids or
they're
grandkids
parasites.
and act this
Yeah,
fat.
the
this
top
way.
1%.
I really don't get
I
it.
felt
the-
the same way,
The
but
top 1%
like
of
they're
Republicans are
doing
parasites. The whole idea is to suck as much resources they possibly can to kill the host. That's really what they are at this
Right,
point.
but
They're
I mean,
going to
like-
die off before it's a problem for
I mean,
them.
the signs are all around you.
They're like,
You-
oh, you have 50 years before global warming kills us. Great, I'm going to live
No,
10.
no. The coral
Like-
reefs are already being bleached out of existence.
They don't care. They got 10 years left.
70%
What's Mitch
of-
McConnell?
of-
230? They don't. They're not going to be around. They don't care.
Have
turtles
family.
live a really
They
long
have
time.
descendants.
And even then, some of them are buying fucking bunkers in New Zealand or Alaska. They don't care.
Okay, there is
they're
no
literally
bunker life that could ever
Purposely,
rival
they're
what you have
purposely
now.
destroying the planet. Let's just be honest.
Oh yeah. No, it's a malicious.
They know
it's
what they're
malicious at this
doing,
point.
and they're doing it anyway because it's raking in profit, and it's disgusting.
and the
I
great,
would understand if we had another one. If we had one, like, okay,
maybe
and we have
once
that mapped
discovered
out.
we
We
weren't
can get
told
there in
about it.
22 years. We got the sleep
Possible.
chambers built.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them if they have some.
yeah, they just didn't tell us. It's like, oh, we
They'll
found
leave
something.
everybody
Oh yeah,
else to
fuck
die.
those
Oh,
poor
yeah.
people. We're taking off.
Once it's all on fire, they just jet off.
Right. Yeah. What they don't. I'm hoping somebody's waiting here with a rocket launcher
See-
that fucking bus full of 1%ers.
I kind of
takes off
feel
for
like
the
that's
new
why
planet
Elon
and
Musk is doing
take it
this.
down.
Because he sees the signs.
Yeah.
He's preparing.
Seriously.
I don't know. I'm just so fed up.
I mean, all right. So
Disgusted.
on the topic of classism,
Okay.
Felicity Huffman and what's the other one's
dear
name?
God.
I don't know what the other one's name was. I honestly didn't
We don't
look into that
care.
case.
The two rich bitches who pay their
Well, the
kids.
one who's going to get 40 years, and the other one's
She's not going to
like,
get 40 years. They're not going to
She's
fucking
not.
do it. She's got money. They never pay for
They're
their
trying to
crimes.
make an example.
They are not going to make an example. She's wealthy. Wealthy people never pay for their crimes.
So did they both do the same thing? They bought their kids into
Yeah,
school?
they bought their kids into school.
Why is it suddenly a problem now, but it wasn't when somebody was paying for the president to get good grades?
Well, see, that's the thing.
There
You
is
could-
no way
No,
You
that
can
man
donate
did
a
well.
library. Or
What, didn't one of his
or a new
professors
running
say he was the
track.
dumbest student
Yeah,
he'd
I
ever
heard
had?
that as well.
But you can't buy yourself on a rowing team.
Well, yeah.
apparently.
Well, that's the problem. So the coach, like the women's soccer coach, can't get the payday. The school has to get a new wing.
Well, see,
you
that's the
know.
thing. It's 20,000 versus 2.3 million.
Right.
That's an
Well,
inherently
I'm
the
pretty
problem.
sure that these two rich bitches they spent a lot of money doing this. They spent a lot of money getting their kids into school. This wasn't like some.
I just don't
small-
feel like this is something new. Like I don't
Oh
get
God,
Well, I'm
no,
thinking
it's not
something
new.
why do we care all of a sudden?
Because we caught them.
Well, somebody's
Like here's the thing: is
somebody
I
else
get,
is getting a payday. This is just another form of extortion.
I get I get people being upset because it's these two who get 14 days in jail or whatever it is,
Right.
versus people of color who have done this where they try to send their kids to a school in a better
You know what?
neighborhood nearby.
Oh yeah, yeah. What
And
that
then
one
they
woman
end up
get
in jail?
for?
What,
for-
like lying about their zip code or something?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, this one woman just got. How long did she get in prison? for
I've
this? It was
seen
like 20
varying.
years or something,
I think
wasn't
there's
it?
more than
That-
one
that can't be
story,
right.
honestly, because I've seen it a few times and I've seen
I
varying.
mean, what do they
time
get you
frames.
on mail
But
fraud?
it's a fuck of a lot
Yeah.
more than 14 days.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So-
yeah, no, it was.
And
measured
so,
in
like, I
years.
get that there is a what's the word? Privilege. I get that there's a white privilege thing going on there, and probably also a rich privilege thing
I
going
think it's.
on there.
I agree with Odin on this. It's classism, and yes, there might there of course because the way the system is designed, there's inherent racism built into it.
Oh, absolutely.
But the fact is, it is classism. It is about the rich people hate the poor people, and they're going to take advantage of any loophole they got over us.
I think it's more simple than that. They're a parent. They have a kid. They try to give them everything they could, and the kid ended up being a spoiled piece of crap who wants to be a YouTube star.
That is inevitable.
And then, when your stupid kid who has no future, you're like, yeah, try and
Okay,
get you to
here's my
good college
thing.
and hope for the best.
I'm way
Don't
more
take basket weaving.
I'm way more sympathetic to this for people who are in poor neighborhoods trying to get their kids into a better school,
Oh, I
into
agree.
a safer school.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm sympathetic. I'm saying I get it.
No. But I'm saying like when it's people who are in lower class neighborhoods just trying to do something better for their kids,
Oh, yeah.
I think that's forgivable. Like,
well, yeah.
of
You don't
course
want to
you
send
are.
it to
That
school
is
that's
human
constantly
nature.
having,
We
like,
we shouldn't have to worry
violence
about,
issues
No, we
or-
shouldn't have to worry about the issues at the schools with the kids. Like especially if we're talking like junior high, high school stuff like that. We shouldn't have to worry about this. All schools should be good enough to send your kids to. All school.
I agree.
Doesn't matter what public school your kid goes to. It should be. It
But
should warrant
undeniably,
college.
some schools
if
are
they do
better.
good.
Some schools are safer.
Yeah,
because
no,
they're
there's no
levied
doubt.
against your house
There's no doubt.
taxes.
Yeah, I know,
Right.
and it shouldn't be that way because that
Or
system
property
allows
taxes.
for it to continue to
That
be
system is
Right.
systemically
racist.
And that's the problem.
Right.
Yeah, so you got disadvantaged neighborhoods, going to crappy schools, coming out with no future,
right.
continuing that neighborhood being disadvantaged, continuing the school being crap.
And the
Absolutely,
neighborhoods
but
were
that only
redlined
furthers the
into a hole
argument.
from the start.
Right. So I really don't understand why we don't have a single standard across the board, and all the schools are exactly the same.
Oh, I
Built
know the
exactly
answer.
the same.
It's because
shaped
the
exactly
government's
same.
okay with racism. So anyway,
Okay with it. They designed it.
right, exactly. So like the point is that when it's in a situation like that, then I mean that's forgivable. I don't think there should be any jail time associated with that. That's fucking ridiculous.
Well, I mean,
Now,
you
when you
want to
get to the-
discourage. Obviously, you want to discourage it, or otherwise
Great, you know
everyone does
what?
it, and then you have a problem.
If
But-
this is poor people trying to get their kid into a better school,
I'm not saying
a
you just
fine.
punish them
a
hard.
fine would be fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's something that would hurt someone from that background. So what,
Or
$500?
let them put a kid in a better fucking school. I don't know. Anyway, my point is that that is more forgivable to me than rich people just being like, well, I still don't have enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, make your kid work a little harder. Go to fucking community college and bring your goddamn grades up.
Greed is a disease.
Ew. Community college.
Or, whatever, any
You
public
can't have that be for
university.
Stanford. What are
Try,
you thinking?
go back, bring your grades up, work a little harder, and then get your own ass in. But I mean, either way, like, I feel like this goes on all the time, and I don't understand why it's such a big deal, aside from the fact that there is this, like, classist, racist
But
situation going
part
on.
of that is because we're still paying for colleges. Every year,
Yeah, that's a
the
problem,
tuition
too.
just keeps jacking it up, probably
By
faster than
insane
insurance
amounts.
rates at this point. Which, just,
Yeah.
I'd like to see them
My
side by side.
My student loans cost more than my health insurance.
No. But I mean, like the tuition increase versus premium
I don't know.
increase.
It's tough to say. One of them's going to kill
Both
us.
are insane.
Yeah.
Right. But my point is,
So who can afford to eat when you've
And
got
both are
student loans and
completely
health care?
designed as another classist aspect.
when it is, because here's the thing: during the Industrial Revolution, we made high school mandatory.
I feel like this is going to be a long story.
No, it's a very short story. Okay, when you had the agrarian period, just farming and stuff.
Agrarian.
Yeah,
Yes,
sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you needed a middle school education, some basic science, some math, reading and writing, simple stuff. But by the time of the Industrial Revolution, we needed a little more math. You had to do a little bit of geometry.
Yes. The world needs more and more out of us. And now,
And since the
when you go to
60s,
college,
we need college.
When you pay for college, what you're really doing
We're in
is
a tech
you're
boom.
mitigating the cost a corporation would accrue to train you. So
Exactly.
you're actually paying
That's what the
for
high
what
school
your
was
corporations
for.
that are hiring you should be paying, not you.
Yeah. See, high schools were that for factories. It was a free institute.
So what,
And now
what should
colleges
really be
do the
happening
same thing
is
for
all
every
college
other job.
education should be paid for by the corporations who will one day wish to hire you. Because they get to utilize a knowledgeable workforce. They don't have to train you on the job.
Right.
How about if
So-
we don't start taking education seriously, we will literally be the dumbest, most useless
Right.
country on this
We're like-
entire planet.
But my point
Which
is,
We're like the
really damn
25th.
close at this point.
Yeah,
it should
Every
be
other
like
country
insurance
is passing
companies.
us up.
Or like we were talking about with the insurance
but the
plans.
dumb like it that way. They don't think you need an education. I had one guy arguing with me that doctors don't really need all that college.
What?
And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
I don't want my surgeon to be learning
Right.
off of YouTube how to fucking operate on me. Thank you. You know? So
I'll agree that often college doesn't teach you what you need to know. I'll agree that there are definitely
Well, there's
professions
real
out
life
there that don't
experience.
need it. But
I mean, it's like my
yeah,
cousin Vinny.
doctors and shit, I kind of want them to get as much schooling
yeah,
as
I don't think
possible.
lawyers need as much education
Right,
as
right,
they're
but
forced to
if
take.
you remember, in my cousin Vinny, he had no idea how a court actually worked.
Right.
He knew all about law.
Right,
he had
'cause
no
you
idea
need
how to do
practical
it.
experience.
But
And I
mean,
get that.
how much of being a lawyer is pre-law and stuff like that? Like law school isn't even that long compared to how long you have to go to school beforehand, you know. So
But my point was this: when they were talking about going to a single payer plan for the insurance, nobody was saying that if you wanted to have insurance on top of that, better insurance that you paid for, you could. Ivy League schools should be the same thing. You still want to say you went to Harvard? Great, pay for it.
no, I
Right.
agree
But
completely.
a state college? Why not? Why are we paying for that?
well, and,
I
and-
completely
and
agree with that.
I've look in my field. I work in the medical field and stuff like that, and I have met many people from state colleges, and I've met many people who've gone to Harvard. I am no more impressed by the person who went to Harvard than I am by the person who went to state college.
I'm impressed
They
I
are
could pay for it.
rarely, they are-
Right?
They are rarely much smarter than the people who
How
went
are
to
you
state
keeping
colleges.
your head
Or got the
above water with
scholarship.
those?
I mean, that's
school
impressive.
loans?
If they got a
That's
scholarship
impressive.
there, that's
Most
pretty,
of them were privileged to begin with.
right. I'm sure.
That's possible.
So, all right, one last thing. Let's get this done. We are way over time.
Okay.
Vaping versus mass shootings. Now we're going to outlaw vaping, which has
Wait,
killed
what?
all of 6 people.
Right.
Okay.
So very dangerous.
Right. So, and then mass shootings, we are not outlawing guns. Now, guns are responsible for many more deaths
Well,
than vaping.
I don't know if they're trying to get rid of all vaping.
Now,
They're just the flavors.
I know.
I don't know what constitutes
I was
a flavor.
thinking about taking my vape pen to the shooting range this weekend and seeing how many targets I could take out next to the guy with the AR-15. So
I
don't
think
know.
they'll tell you you could shoot indoors but vape outside.
How successful? Oh, so there's more rules on me
That's actually
for
a good
wanting to
point.
vape than there are on the guy with the gun. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ!
They seem to have a big problem with how is it put in the posts. Your cotton candy cloud of lies.
What?
You've never seen that?
Unfortunately, I do think some of the vapors are brought in on themselves with this cloud smoking crap. You know, like these.
Wait a
vape
minute. Your
contests.
problem is that they're douchebags,
Yes.
but
Yes.
so are gun nuts.
Ooh,
That
very
too.
true.
True.
Like nobody likes them. They're all terrible people. They're stupid. Like.
Oh my God! There's a parallel on both sides of the aisle.
Oh, you know what the difference is? Gun nuts don't have man buns.
And I'm not really afraid of the vapor with the giant box.
I'm not afraid of man buns, yeah.
I don't know where this conversation went, but I think that the idea was supposed to be
Little
that
slap happy.
a whopping 6 people died
Yeah, and we're going to
from
ban...
pneumonia. And
Well,
we're,
I don't even
we're
get
talking
this.
about how dangerous this is and how we need to ban vaping. And yet, how many mass shootings are we up
How
to
many
this
people
year?
died from regular cigarettes?
How many people have
Why?
died?
I don't. I'm very confused by
I know.
all of the press.
The logic in this administration is baffling.
Well, no, this started with the
because-
news, and I think it's just because he watches the news, and then he starts
He
legislating
like
whatever's on Fox.
regurgitates whatever he sees on Fox News. But the thing
He's
is
so
that
stupid.
my favorite argument from the gun nuts about banning the semi-automatic rifles is that, oh, well, bans don't work anyway. Anybody who really wants one of these is going to get it anyway.
Okay, I need to respond to this. because
Oh, I'm gonna get vapes anyway.
people always go, well, what about driver's
I'm gonna
license? What
sneak
about
them
this? What
across
about
the
that?
Canadian border and
The most cogent argument I've ever heard was, well, murder's illegal. People still murder. We're not going to get rid of laws against murder.
Exactly. And that's the thing, is that every time there's something stupid like this, they're like, oh, let's ban vaping. Let's ban abortions. Let's ban this and let's ban that.
ban
The
violent
Republicans
video
are
games
the
because
fucking
apparently
queens
that's why
of
it's
banning
happening.
shit. And yet, every time you talk about banning something that would actually save
well, it's
lives,
not the solution.
yeah, bans never work.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Let's ban gay marriage. Yes. How many people has that killed now?
Let's
How many
ban
people has gay marriage
stupidity
killed?
and maybe Republicans will go away.
I don't understand how they could talk out both sides of their mouth on any issue and then false equivalent on the next
don't
thing.
you understand?
And
It's
they
so
don't see it,
inconsistent.
like-
It's so illogical.
They're
that,
not bright. How do you not understand this?
that
Again, I will refer you back to we need to reform the education system in this
no,
country.
I think they're just full of shit liars and they assume that we're all stupid.
No, that too. I mean, I've known enough of them to know that they will just lie about just about anything. So
I mean, it's either that or late stage syphilis. I don't know. It has to be one or the other because the logic is so not there. Their brain has to be Swiss cheese.
That never occurred to me. It could be. I don't know.
It
Huge
doesn't make
epidemic.
sense.
Some kind of.
I mean, they
yes,
are pretty anti-Planned Parenthood. In fact, they think we should ban it.
some kind
so
of brain
it's entirely
addling
possible that it's
disease.
syphilis.
Curry,
Yeah.
curry, cannibalism or
something,
something.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. There's something. There's definitely
They've eaten too many of the mad cows.
there's definitely a
I will tell you this.
neurodegenerative
I have,
disorder of some
I have
kind.
known an excessive amount of right wingers who were alcoholics or drug addicts. Like way more of them than liberals. Like, so it's crazy how many of them that.
I mean,
Maybe
I don't
they've-
know that anybody would tell me if they were a drug addict, but I can almost get on
Well,
board. with
no. There's a few that I had no idea, and then just found out, and I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. Like you speak in word salad, like Sarah
enough brain
Palin. I'm
cells.
almost certain is a drunk. She, because of all the word salad. Like it's,
I'm amazed you can
Is
still
she still
remember
around?
that.
Like,
oh yeah. Her son just got in huge trouble for.
Well, she's
like-
getting a divorce, I hear.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Her husband's
Is
had
she?
enough of her. Yeah, and her son, I thought went to jail or something like that.
I mean,
for-
they were married like 20
Wasn't-
years or something.
wasn't he-
oh, I know.
that's
She
kind
was
of a
all
success.
like
Wasn't he
in
beating
your
his
face about
girlfriend or
that
something like
shit.
that?
Huh?
Wasn't her son beating his girlfriend or something?
I
That
don't know.
sounds about
It feels like something from the mountains, except
Yeah.
with ice.
Look, okay,
I mean,
yeah,
the-
let's
the
just chalk
whole-
it up to they did some hillbilly trash shit.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't even know why we're talking about this. So far removed.
Okay.
But
All right, well, I guess that's this week in ridiculousness.
Yeah, that's basically what this has turned into.
So, all right, guys.
It's
yeah,
really an
this
American
is a
dumpster
potpourri
fire.
episode of nonsense.
Potpourri of poop. All right, we gotta go. We'll see you next week.